Welcome to Passport for Wellness. Today's excursion will start in 1 minute. Enjoy the sights and sounds of today's Passport for Wellness destination. Welcome to Passport for Wellness. Today's excursion starts now.
Well, hello there. Looks like you're ready to do some traveling today. I'm your conductor, Hank, and I am just thrilled that you'll be traveling with us today. Before we get started, make sure you have enough space around you so you can move freely without bumping into another traveler. That also means having your own chair to sit in when needed, as well as the person's chair in front of you to use for balance when standing. Make sure you have enough space to walk in place and to stretch your arms out wide and move from side to side. If you plan on sitting throughout our excursion, make sure you have enough space to move your legs and to stretch out your arms and can move from side to side. Just follow along with what you see on the screen at a comfortable pace. If you're sitting, make sure you follow along with what you see in this special box. Be sure to slow down or stop at any point if you feel lightheaded or dizzy. Only participate if you feel confident and comfortable moving your body throughout our travels. So, where are we headed today? Heading across the pond, eh? 2,000 years of history. Founded by the Romans. Became the center of the British Empire. Now it's a major international financial center. Yep, going off to London. I can remember seeing its famed palaces and castles myself many years ago. Of course, I was much younger back then. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Henry, and I'm so excited to be here with you in London, England, capital city of the United Kingdom. Old London town, as they call it. Let's start walking, everyone. London was founded on the River Thames over 2,000 years ago by the Romans. Back then, they called it Londonium. We're headed down the Mall to one of London's most famous places, home of the Queen of England, Elizabeth II, and the rest of the royal family. Yep, Buckingham Palace. Hey, let's have some fun with the Queen's Guard. They are famous for not reacting and remaining at attention. Wave your arms in front of them. Their bearskins, the tall fur caps they wear, weigh nearly 2 pounds and are 18 inches tall. Okay, how about we do the twist in front of them? If you get in their way, they will yell at you loudly.
Make way for the Queen's Guard!
And I mean loudly.
Make way!
The Queen's Guard are real soldiers whose duty is to protect the royal family at the official residences. Hey, enough fooling around. Let's start marching. One of the most popular daily sights at Buckingham Palace is the changing of the guard. The changing of the guard is a daily spectacle that lasts for 45 minutes. It includes marching bands and, of course, plenty of Queen's Guard soldiers. Nice going. Whew. Let's slow things way down and walk a bit. It's fun to watch marching bands playing their instruments and marching in formation. What was the first marching band you remember seeing? Music can trigger a flood of memories, just like a strong, familiar smell can. I bet those guards' hats have a pretty strong smell after a day of marching under the sun. One of London's newest attractions takes you to the top of the city. It's a giant Ferris wheel called the London Eye. Okay, let's get a good stance and put your hands down low, and now stretch your arms out and slowly move your hands like you're following the face of a clock. That's how the 32 passenger capsules rotate around. Now counterclockwise, all the way up to over 440 feet up in the air. Okay, now roll your shoulders. The passenger capsules actually rotate so they stay level as they make their way around the Ferris wheel. Now roll the other way. The London Eye is also known as the Millennium Wheel because it opened on December 31st, 1999. Whatever you call it, the surrounding view of London is spectacular. Okay, let's now put one leg in front and lunge forward with our arms out to keep our balance. The London Eye is a cantilevered observation wheel. That means it is supported by a large A-frame. Okay, let's switch legs. It's like a giant bicycle wheel attached on only one side. Heavy steel cables help support the A-frame pillars, just like our legs are doing for us right now. Good job. Let's get moving again. Whew. That took some serious balancing. What's a balancing act you remember? Was it acrobats at the circus? Maybe it was you. You're doing an excellent job of balancing today. When you think of London, you think of Big Ben. But what is actually named Big Ben? Is it the clock tower, the architect's nickname, or the bell? The name Big Ben is actually the nickname of the clock tower's bell. The clock tower is really called the Elizabeth Tower. One of the things you can see from the London Eye is the Palace of Westminster on the other side of the Thames River. Okay, let's start walking again. That's where the two Houses of Parliament, the House of Lords and the House of Commons, govern the United Kingdom. So let's visit the House of Commons, one of the Houses of Parliament. Here, the members, in order to be recognized by the Speaker, often stand and then sit back down quickly to try to catch the Speaker's attention. Let's give it a go. Have a seat. When you hear the cheers, stand up quickly, then sit back down.
Yeah! Yeah!
Some backbenchers in Parliament have made an art out of getting called by the Speaker.
Yeah!
But it's often only the Prime Minister who do most of the talking. Now that we know what Big Ben is, let's stand up and push our hands down out in the shape of a bell. Every time you hear Big Ben ring, swing to the opposite side, like this. Big Ben weighs nearly 14 tons and is 9 feet in diameter. It rings a low B note to strike the hour. Every hour. And has been ringing since 1859. That's over 150 years. Okay, let's get up on our tiptoes. Why? Because in 1605, there was a plot to blow up the House of Lords with King James I while opening the new session. But the conspirators' plot was discovered. Guy Fawkes was caught guarding 36 barrels of gunpowder under Parliament. Today, Every November 5th, bonfires and fireworks are lit across London to celebrate the plot being foiled. Okay, let's get moving. The Houses of Parliament are an important symbol of democracy and political power to the people of the United Kingdom. What other famous government buildings can you think of from other countries? Maybe a special place you visited. Since each country has its own important building to house their government, it's exciting to be able to visit them. Wow, you are doing great on our trip to London. We've already been to Buckingham Palace, the top of the London Eye, and the hallowed halls of Parliament. Let's loaf about a bit and save some energy for the second half of our travels today. Grab a drink of water if you need to, or plan to have one after we've finished. Either way, we'll be back together soon. Oh, and see if you know the answers to these fun facts about London. We are exploring the great city of London, England. We've already seen some great sights. So how about we head to a world-famous museum? Let's get walking, everyone. This is the Victoria and Albert Museum, named after Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Albert. Queen Victoria reigned for more than 63 years during the peak of the British Empire. Back then, it had so many colonies and territories around the world, it was said that the sun never set on the British Empire. The V&A, as the museum is called, spans over 5,000 years of history with its collection. My personal favorite, an early bicycle called a penny farthing. Hey, let's take a seat and start pedaling. Riding a penny farthing was all the rage for a while in the Victorian era. Believe it or not, bikes with the same sized wheels did not become popular for another 15 years. Great pedaling, everyone. Let's stand up. Hey, let's move our arms in sync with our legs, like this. A big advancement during the Victorian era was the development of steam power, like steam-driven factory machinery. This meant products could now be mass-produced and no longer needed to be made by hand. Britain led the start of the Industrial Revolution, but soon other countries saw rapid developments using steam power. Wow, you guys are powerful. Okay, let's walk. Think about the invention of all those steam-powered machines. How they changed everything in a matter of years. What's the first thing you can remember that changed everything? Was it a machine? Was it new technology? Things are always changing around us. Isn't that exciting? Now we are in London's famous Hyde Park, one of the world's great metropolitan public parks. Okay, let's take a seat on this bench. Lift your legs up and roll your ankles inward so your feet make a circle. Hyde Park was originally created by Henry VIII for hunting. Another of Hyde Park's popular attractions is Speaker's Corner. Let's roll our ankles the other way now. Speaker's Corner is where public speaking, debate, and discussion are allowed. No matter how bizarre or crazy the person speaking or the subject they are talking about, Speaker's Corner is always an interesting experience and a great example of practicing free speech. Good ankle rolls, everyone. It's time to get ready for a Hyde Park favorite, rowing. First, let's get our bodies ready. Put your hands together and push them out just like this. Great. And one more time. Super. Okay, now the legs. Lift one leg up and pull it towards you slowly. Okay, good. Now the other one. Are we ready? Let's take our boat out onto the Serpentine and start rowing. The Serpentine is a 40-acre lake in Hyde Park. It's a popular site to go swimming, boating, feed the swans and geese, and even catch some water sport competitions like the Peter Pan Cup, a Christmas morning 100-meter swim race. The Serpentine was even used as a venue during the 2012 London Olympic Games. Great job. Let's stand up and get moving again. Parks are important public spaces, whether in London, England, or somewhere else. What is a park that you remember going to? What would you do there? I often find that no matter where a park is, it's always full of fun things to do. Don't you agree? Here's a quick London quiz. The London Underground, also called the Tube, is one of the world's largest subway systems. Which one of these facts is not true about the London Underground? A, the train travels 47.3 million miles a year. B, the shortest distance between stations is only 20 seconds. Or C, the entire London Underground is actually underground. The incorrect answer is C. The London Underground is only 45% underground, while 55% of the tracks run above ground. Did you guess correctly? If so, good job! Let's head to Tower Bridge to cross over the River Thames. We're going to visit the infamous Tower of London. Tower Bridge is such an icon of London that many people think it's called the London Bridge. But it's not, it's Tower Bridge. Let's pick up the pace and do some speed walking. Tower Bridge was built toward the end of Queen Victoria's reign. It opened in 1894 and is still a working drawbridge. When a large ship comes up the River Thames, the drawbridge lifts up more than 1,000 times each year, with 40,000 drivers, bikers, and pedestrians crossing the bridge every day. Hey, let's stop walking and move our bodies like the bridge. Start with a good strong stance and slowly start lifting your arms. When the Tower Bridge raises, it takes 5 minutes for the bridge deck to raise all the way up to 86 degrees. That's nearly completely vertical. Then, after the river traffic has passed, the bridge deck slowly lowers back down. It takes another 5 minutes until the bridge deck is secure and traffic can move across it safely again. Great job, everyone! On the other side of the River Thames is the Tower of London. I say it's time we got our royal on. So let's keep moving while we do the royal wave and look at the crown jewels. They're on display at the Tower of London and under guard at all times. The centerpiece in the Queen's crown is a priceless 105-carat diamond. The beef eaters are the ceremonial guards of the crown jewels. It's actually the Queen's guard who protect them for real. Hey, we made it! Let's take a couple of deep breaths and soak this all in. Ah, that always feels great. Let's walk. The Tower of London is actually a collection of towers and fortifications started over 900 years ago and used by kings and queens of England. First as a royal residence and later as an infamous prison. Today, it's a popular landmark and tourist destination, but some say that the bones of prisoners still lie within its thick walls. Guess that'll teach us to not cross the Queen anytime soon. Walking around London has made me hungry. Time for some curry in a hurry, as they say before eating a plate of tikka. Going to India sure would be fun for another journey sometime. It's been great fun exploring London with you. Thank you so much for coming along. Maybe we could do it again sometime. Maybe sometime soon. I certainly hope so. Until then, cheerio, everyone! I can remember that trip like it was yesterday. Or maybe it was even today. When I'm traveling, I like to stretch the muscles that I've used once our journey is done. If you're standing, have a seat. Let's first lace our fingers together and push your arms out forward in front of you. Oh, boy, that feels good. Next, let's lift our left knee up and pull it towards you. Excellent. Now let's do the same with our right knee. There you go. Okay, time now for a few deep breaths. Breathe in as far as you can, raise your arms up above your head. And breathe out as you move your arms to your side. Good job. Breathe in. Breathe out. I could just imagine what it must have been like walking the streets of London. Breathe in. Breathe out. The changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. The view from atop the London Eye. Breathe in. Breathe out. Touring Westminster. Seeing the Victorian Albert Museum. Visiting Hyde Park. And crossing Tower Bridge. Most splendid. Taking a fanciful journey like that today reminds me of all kinds of things. What did you remember from today's journey? It's always good to remember things like that. Until next time, make it a memorable day.